Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. So today we're going to be doing just a general Q&A video because I think the last time I did a general Q&A video, it was when I hit like 10 or 11,000 subscribers, and now I'm at almost 22, which is surreal. So there's that. We're gonna be doing that today, but as a creator who cares about things, I would be remiss not to talk about everything that's happening right now. I just want to say to all of my people with a uterus who can get pregnant, who are affected by the Supreme Court's rulings in the United States, I am here for you. I am with you. I am standing with you. I honestly have no words. I've stopped kind of monitoring a lot of what's happening ever since the ruling came out because my mental health surrounding it is just like, it makes me anxious just thinking about it. But I am a firm believer that women should be able to choose what the hell they want to do with their own bodies. And I'm also a firm believer that just because somebody believes in something doesn't give them the right to force that belief on people who don't believe it, especially when it comes to bodily autonomy. I will have any and all resources available that I can find regarding just everything surrounding to do with the Roe v. Wade overturning down in my description, because I'm a girl's girl. I'm a uterus haver's girl. And while this is largely a women-centered issue, we can't forget our trans, non-binary, gender non-conforming BBs who have a uterus, because they can get pregnant just as easily as cis women can. And so I just wanted to say, if you are feeling scared and uneasy and just sad about this, you're not alone. Because quite frankly, the precedent that this sets is more than likely going to affect more groups of people than just people with a uterus. But the best thing we can do right now is use our voices and go vote, and just stick together, because that's really what everybody needs right now, is just some solidarity, I think. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that I would be remiss if I did not talk about the Roe v. Wade overturning, because it's abhorrent. Like, it's unforgivable, it's inexcusable, and it's just not good at all. And as a woman, as a cis woman, it terrifies me, and I am very thankful to live in basically the Canada of the United States that is Colorado, and that is the one thing that's keeping me from completely losing my shit right now. But for those of you who live in states with trigger laws, I feel for you so hard, and I can't imagine how scared you are, and I just want you to know that I'm here for you. And if you need help finding resources or anything, please reach out to me on my Instagram, and I will do everything in my power to help you find resources that you need. Okay? And also, on a happier note, happy Pride. I know it's like almost June 30th, but I haven't posted this month. And yeah, happy Pride. Yay gay, love is love is love is love is love, and I love all my LGBTQ BBs, and we're actually going to talk a little bit about that today in these questions, because it's been a very interesting Pride Month for your girl as well. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to get all of that housekeeping out of the way, because it's not even housekeeping, it's just really important stuff to talk about. And yes, so let's just get into the questions, because I want to think about fun stuff now. So I asked you guys to ask me questions both on Instagram, which if you are not following me on Instagram, please go do so. One of these days, I'd really like to hit 10,000 followers on Instagram so I can use like the swipe up feature and stuff. That'd be cool, and I think that's what I can submit for verification as well, which would be dope. So yeah, if you're not following me on Instagram, go do that. And then I also posted on my community tab just to ask me just general questions. It could have been related to literally anything, because I want you guys to be able to get to know me better, because there's about 10,000 more of you than there were the last time I did a generalized Q&A video. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm going to start with the questions on Instagram. Okay, so I'm going to go from the first question asked to the last. Someone asked, did you get your tattoos before your weight loss? How did they change? And can we get a tattoo tour? Love you. First of all, I love you too. Thank you. And secondly, I did get the majority of my tattoos before I lost my weight. And I'm really happy you asked this question because this was something that I looked into a lot before I started like getting big tattoos done, because I knew I was like going to start losing weight as well, and I like didn't want to spend the money if it was gonna make it warp. My best advice with that is to get your tattoos on places that will probably more or less stay the same as you continue losing weight. So like I got a tattoo on my thigh. And my thighs have a lot of loose skin, but the loose skin is on the inside. So I knew that's kind of how it would be. So I got my tattoo on my thigh on the outside of my thigh, and it really hasn't changed. It just looks bigger. Like all the tattoos I got before I lost weight just look bigger, and it's kind of funny, but it's also kind of nice because it's like, okay, cool. It's taking up more room, makes me look more tattooed. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, nothing really changed. But I also didn't have any tattoos like on my upper arms, which like can be affected by loose skin. I didn't have, and I still don't have any tattoos like on my belly. Those I could imagine might get a little bit warped as the skin gets looser. But like I got one on my like shin and my thigh, a lot on my legs. And they didn't really change all that much. They just look bigger, which is nice. And as for the tattoo tour, yes, I will do a tattoo tour. It's been on my to film list for a very long time. And I'm actually getting a new tattoo this Friday, and I'm going to vlog it and everything. But yes, I would love to do a tattoo tour. I only have like 10 or 11 tattoos. But they are pretty substantial, so I think it would be a fun video. And I just love talking about tattoos. So let me know if you want like a whole, I guess, tattoos and weight loss video, because I can kind of take you more through my thought process with planning tattoos with the possibility of losing weight in the future. Yeah, that might be an interesting video. So let me know in the comments if you want that. The Luniverse asks, what are some of the social issues you care about? Female rights, reproductive rights, as we just covered, gay rights, LGBTQ rights, all of that stuff. And homelessness and wealth inequality is a social issue that I care a lot about. I have volunteered at homeless shelters in the past, youth centers in the past. And I'm not saying this to like virtue signal or whatever, or like talk myself up, but like I do help homeless people on the street because it is a very, very big problem in Denver. The amount of homeless people versus the amount of resources we have for them. And so I like to help out when I can, because I realize how privileged I am to be a 25-year-old person who can pretty much afford to live in Denver, and when a lot of people can't, who lived here before everything got more expensive and they got priced out of their homes. So yeah, those are like 3 of the big social issues that I really care about. How do you deal with negative/mean comments? I just ignore them. To be completely honest with you. Sorry, I got my hair cut and colored today, and it's feeling like flippy and fabulous, and I feel like a brand new person, and I love it. Anyways, yeah, I basically just ignore them. Sometimes they really do get to me. Some of them like hit just like the right insecurity. But for the most part, I just ignore them because I know like 9 times out of 10, those people would not actually say those things to me in person. And also now I read them to my partner and we just laugh about them. So, yeah. ZSun00 asks, how are you feeling about the dating scene these days? Well, actually, as I just said, I'm in a relationship now, and I am the happiest I've been in a very, very long time. This like second round of going into dating for me was a lot more intentional, and I was way better at checking in with myself to see how I was feeling, to see how my boundaries were being respected by certain people and whatever. And yeah, this person, they just, they really did it for me. And I guess I did it for them too, because now we're in a relationship and it's going really well. And I'm very happy. But I will say before that, I didn't date a whole lot, to be honest, because I just didn't really feel like it. But the dates that I did go on were pretty good. And I do think it's because I was learning how to be more, like I said, mindful and intentional, with dating and all of that stuff. And I became a big fan of speaking my mind, speaking my feelings, and like putting myself in temporary moments of discomfort for like my long-term sanity. I think when you learn how to do that, it makes dating a lot less daunting. But yeah, so I'm in a relationship again, and I don't want to talk too much about it on social media because after my breakup last year, I told myself I wouldn't do that again. Not to say I never will talk about it, but I just want to keep it to myself for now. So yeah, but it's going real well. Chris Rising asks, do you still consider yourself body positive even though you had weight loss surgery? Yes, yes, yes. And I've been thinking about making the like video that a lot of weight loss people make online, and that is like, am I still body positive even though I lost weight? Because in my opinion, doing what feels right for your body, and if that means getting healthier, is one of the most positive things you can do for your body. And so I feel more body positive now post weight loss surgery than I ever did before, because I feel so much more confident and comfortable in my body than I ever did before. And yeah, so 100% yes, I feel like I am body positive even though I had weight loss surgery. Okay, there's another question in here, but I'm gonna wait until the end to talk about this because it's very exciting for me. So stay until the end. We're gonna revisit this question after all the other ones. Aesthetic SF asks, what is the best part about having a channel? And that is you guys. I love interacting with you guys in the comments, on Instagram, in DMs, whatever, because it just makes me feel so good to know that I'm doing something right and I'm connecting with people. And it's surreal to me still. Like, I'll get DMs from people that are just so heartfelt and like just telling me like how much I've helped them or whatever, and it's still just so surreal to me that I like have this impact on people. And it's you guys. Like, I love creating content. I love doing everything, and the money's obviously really nice. But like, it's but all those things are like so much less important to me than my relationship with my viewers. And I hope that continues to be apparent. I don't intend on changing. These are fake Louis Vuitton earrings, by the way. I'm not selling out. They are 100% fake, but I love them. But yeah, I just, I hope that I can continue to maintain and like show my appreciation for my following, because it means so much to me. Like, so much to me. I talk about this with people in my personal life all the time. It's just surreal, and it means the world to me. Determined Danny asks your favorite / least favorite Animal Crossing villagers. Okay, my favorite Animal Crossing villagers are Rosie, Goldie, Meringue. Oh, and Megan. There's one named Megan, and she's a purple bear, and I kind of love her. They're all 4 of them are on my island. My least favorite villagers are literally any of the jocks. Like, literally, get over yourselves. Sleepless Ghost asks, what's your biggest change from who you are now that's different from past you? Literally everything. And I even mean that talking about like me last year to me right now. I feel like a completely different person than I was when I started this channel, which was 2 years ago almost. But like, from when I started my channel to now, I am a completely different person in all of the good ways. I am way more confident in myself. I am the strongest physically and mentally that I've ever been. I am the happiest I've ever been. And I just feel the most free and light I have ever felt. Yeah. I think a lot of it stems from just realizing what actually matters in life and what doesn't, and that's just part of growing up. But because I was like 24 when I started my channel, and now I'll be turning 26 in September, so like it's been a very big growth time for me. And yeah, I don't know, there's no one thing. It's everything, both physically, mentally, spiritually, all of it. And I think a lot of it honestly has to do with my online presence and the people that I've met through it. Y'all have helped me more than I think you'll ever know. So now let's get to the YouTube comments. Somebody asked, well, seeing as you asked, I'm transforming my living room into a gothic-inspired sanctuary of my dreams. Amazing. I love that. The walls are going to be painted a deep emerald green. Oh, you guys have never seen this, but there's a chair right behind where I film that's like an emerald green velvet chair, and it's my like one of my favorite things in my apartment. Do I stay with the theme and go with a burgundy velvet couch or a bright orange velvet couch as a contrasting pop of color? Pick for me, please. This is literally impossible. Haha. Also, do you have any thoughts on set weight? Love your content. First off, orange couch. It'll brighten up the room a lot. This couch, you can't really tell, but it's like a bright blue color. It's like a baby blue color. And I wasn't sure about it when I got it, but when I got it, I was like, holy crap, this makes my apartment feel so much more open. So yeah, I vote for the orange velvet couch. And I also just love a pop of color. But then any thoughts on set weight? I don't know enough about set weight to have like a formal opinion on it, but I do kind of think that there is a weight that your body just kind of settles at. And I'm experiencing that now, but I don't think that means you have to be at that weight for the rest of your life. I think you can get below it if you need to, or above it if you need to. I don't know enough about the science behind set weight to actually say anything, but I do think there is some merit to thinking that your body has a weight that it just kind of naturally just like hangs out at. Somebody says, what is your biggest accomplishment to date, and what is your biggest regret? In parentheses, can I ask too? Yes, you can ask too. Thank you. I think my biggest accomplishment to date is probably my channel and my online presence, because this was something I had wanted to do for like literally a decade, and then COVID happened, and I was finally just like, you have nothing else to do and you have all the equipment, so like you might as well. Losing the weight that I've lost and getting to the health status that I'm at now. Sorry, I just took a drink of my tea, and bariatric Tom makes burps sometimes. Yes. And then, graduating college was a huge accomplishment for me. I think it's because I stuck to it for 5 years when I like really didn't have to, and I did. And I got a job 2 weeks after graduating. So I must have done something correctly. And I also think luck had a little bit to do with it as well. And making it out to Denver on my own and just like living my best life now. I know that's like a bunch of different things, but those are like the top 4 or 5 things that I'm like the most proud of myself for in my life. As for biggest regrets, I know this is really cheesy, but I really don't have any. I don't really believe in regrets. I think what we do up until the present is just kind of how our lives were supposed to happen. And those decisions make us who we are in the present. And so I've just had to learn to not really regret anything, or else I would really have a lot more mental health issues than I do right now. Are you religious or spiritual? I'm definitely not religious. I never have been. I was not raised to be that way. I just wasn't. We didn't go to church as a family or anything. But I definitely do consider myself pretty spiritual. I'm a big fan of believing in the universe. I believe in signs and all that kind of stuff. Like I've just had too many like significant sign kind of things happen to me in my life that I'm like, there's no way that wasn't meant to happen, like there's no way that was a coincidence. So I'm definitely a big believer in like the universe and like we were put here for a reason and like, yeah. But I'm not religious. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in the Bible, any of that kind of stuff. But if you do, that's amazing. Good for you. I'm happy that it works for you, and that you found that faith. I personally just don't have it, and I don't like it when people force it on me either. So, yeah. Would love to know more about your job as a designer if you can say more. Yes, I can say more. I won't say like who I work for or anything like that. So I got my Bachelor of Fine Arts in graphic design back in 2019, and like 2 weeks later I got a job out here in Denver, and that job was for a real estate company, and I was like a full service designer for that real estate company. So we were doing everything from brochures, advertisements, like email marketing, mail marketing, website building, social media design, everything. Like anything you could think of designing, we designed it. I designed like pie labels for brokers for Christmas one year that they were putting on pies for their clients. Like I designed so much stuff at that job. And after I left that job, now I have taken the route of I'm a social media designer, but I'm now, my title's changing now to like digital design specialist, because I do like the social media graphics and stuff, but I also do video, and animations and all that kind of stuff too. So that's kind of where my job has taken me now. And I think in the future, I love my job now. I don't foresee myself leaving anytime soon. But if and when I do, I can definitely see myself pivoting to UI UX design or mobile app design. That's kind of where I'd like to go next. I'm actually going to be taking a course. I'm going to be taking Google's course on UI UX design here pretty soon to help me with my current position first and foremost. But also I would like to expand that skill set of mine as well. But I just love any and all design. I still have a very special place in my heart for print design. But unfortunately, print design is in fact dying, which sucks. But I think there's also equally cool things that you can do with digital design as well. All these books back here are like all design books from like college and just design books I've picked up along the way. So yeah, I'm a huge nerd about design. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I really love my job and I'm really happy with it. It's a bit deep, but how have you been handling your body image issues? What kind of things work for you? So my body image issues are definitely still very much a thing. And I don't think they ever won't be. But I say this all the time, and that is that lifting and just finding a way of moving my body and using my body has helped me so much with my body image problems. Quite frankly, I weigh the most now I ever have throughout my whole weight loss journey, but I feel the best about myself, both mentally and physically, because I feel I'm also the strongest I've been throughout this whole journey right now. And that matters to me. I love feeling self-sufficient. I love pushing and challenging my body in ways that I never thought I would before. And being able to do that now has really, really helped my body image. I'm definitely trying to work more on the idea of body neutrality. And that's something I'm working a lot on in therapy. And I don't really have any tips yet because I am not there yet at all, but I will get there. And honestly, too, my current partner has helped me a lot with my body image stuff as well. I'm not going to go into it too much, but that is also a thing that's helped me feel a lot better. But yeah, it's a never-ending process, but I find that finding a way that you like moving your body and you like exercising helps a lot with body image. I started pole classes, and that has been so much fun. And in that, a lot of pole dancing is learning how to trust your body, which is something I have struggled with my entire life. And so that's another like form of joyful movement for me. Because it makes me feel empowered and strong and sexy and whatever. And yeah, I think it's just little things like that. And also developing little routines, like finding a skincare routine for me has helped me feel more positive about myself, and helped me like just, I don't know, yeah, just feel better about myself. And yeah, it's just like little things like that that have really been helping me recently. And dressing in clothes that actually fit me. I know that's really stupid, but like, if I have to go up a size, I have to go up a size, like, whatever. And that's taken me a long time to get to as well. But wearing clothes in a size that actually fits me helps me. It helps my body image issues so much. So yeah, those are some things I've been doing recently to help with that. Best and worst things about living in Denver. The best is the sunshine. Colorado is statistically the sunniest state in the country. We get 300 days of sunshine, and it has helped my mental health so much. Like, I can't even explain it. When I go back home to Michigan, even if it's like nice outside and like I'm happy to be home because I love being around my family and my friends, the lack of sun just bums me out. And it makes me like kind of sad and depressed and whatever. Yeah, the best part about living in Denver is for sure the weather and the sun that we get. It's unmatched and I love it. The worst thing is how fucking expensive it is. And anybody who lives here will probably tell you those same two things when asked the same question. If you could have any exotic animal as a pet in a magical world where none of them would be dangerous to own and it wouldn't be cruel to the animal, what animal would you choose? A tiger. I love tigers, okay? Like, and not in a Carol Baskin kind of way. I just love tigers. They look so fluffy and soft and snuggly, and I just want to pet one so bad. But I also don't want to die. So, yeah, a tiger. Congrats on the 21K subscribers. Thank you. And they go, I've been thinking about habits a lot lately. What have you found to be the most impactful habits for you? Not necessarily weight loss related, just things that make your days feel a little bit lighter. One is like to-do lists. I've always been a big fan of to-do lists, but I make them more now and they help me a lot. Also, forming an exercise habit / routine has helped me a lot, both mentally and physically. And like I said, forming a skincare routine makes me feel like I have my shit together, man. And I love it. And it also makes my skin look a lot better. So yeah, those are a few things. What do you feel has changed the most for you since you started your channel? This was already kind of asked, but literally everything. I feel more comfortable talking to people in my real life about stuff because I talk to like 20,000 people on the internet about it. I feel more confident in myself and in my independence and like in my own company, which I always have, and I didn't think it could get better, but ever since starting this channel and talking to a camera, I definitely feel more comfortable just hanging out with myself. And yeah, and I just, like I said, I am a completely different person now than I was when I started this channel almost 2 years ago. And I have you guys to thank for that, and therapy to thank for that. And yeah, there's really no one way I've changed. It's just I am a completely different person now. How do you get out of the mindset that you'll always be stuck in an overweight body, as in myself? I know I can lose weight and I'm really trying. It just feels like I'll never lose the weight. Thank you for everything you do. First of all, you're welcome. I don't really feel like I'm doing too much, but I'm happy it's doing something for you. And the truth is you might always be stuck in an overweight body, and that's not a bad thing, you know? I'm still technically obese. I am obese. I'm not nearly as obese as I used to be, but I'm still obese. But I'm also, like I've said, the strongest physically that I've ever been now. And I think focusing more on how you're feeling and what you're able to do compared to what you were not able to do back in the day is a huge, huge way to kind of overcome the negative thoughts of like being stuck in an overweight body for the rest of your life. I fully know that I will be in an overweight body for the rest of my life. Even if I get like skin removal surgery, like I just think I will always be overweight. But now for me, it's more of a matter of like how I'm feeling and what I can do and all of that more than like my body, if that makes, like what my body looks like, if that makes sense. So I think focusing on how you're feeling and what you can do really helps kind of combat those thoughts and feelings. I'm also from Michigan and moved out of state. Do people in Denver constantly ask you where your accent is from? I know this is a super random question. It's not a super random question. And no, people actually don't ask me about my accent a whole lot. I think it's pretty evident that it's a Midwestern accent, and that's all people really need to know. But when I say things like tomorrow or sorry, people think I'm from Canada, which I'm not, but my grandma was, and so my dad says those words like that, and so I say those words like that. And so people will be like, are you from Canada? And I'm like, no, but like, I might as well be, because I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, so we're like honorary Canada or honorary Wisconsin, so yeah. But no, I don't really get asked that a lot. How do you manage CFS in work? How do you do things by yourself? Because I have severe social anxiety. So managing CFS in work has been a almost decade, which is nuts, almost a decade of just trying. And I think a big part of it is going into things or doing things or planning weeks where you're like, this might knock me out. It might, but I'm still going to give it a whirl. And then sometimes it does knock you out and you just have to be like, well, I tried. And I think for me, a lot of it was really learning how to prioritize things, specifically in work and like projects and stuff, like prioritizing. So like if I don't get to everything one day, like what can be pushed to the next day? And that was a huge help. And yeah, I've just had to learn. It's different from person to person too, because what one person's capable of doing is different. My version of CFS is a lot less severe than a lot of other people's, but I definitely still have it. And so yeah, for me, a lot of it was just learning how to prioritize, like what absolutely needs to get done this day and when. Because then after I'm done with that, I can be like, oh, okay, like that's done. And if my body is like down and out, I can just push whatever till the next day. I work for a really, really amazing company and a really amazing boss that I can go to and be like, hey, she's flaring. I need to go back to bed. And they'll be like, okay. And I did not work at a place like that when I first moved here. And so then prioritizing really became a thing. But now it still definitely is. But it's nice to have the comfortable work environment that I do. So yeah, the number one like tip I can give for that is just prioritizing your workload and getting what absolutely has to be done, and then reevaluating how you feel and moving on from there. Yeah. How do you do things by yourself? In terms of like social anxiety and doing things by yourself, I honestly don't have a lot of advice for that because I have never experienced that. I'm an only child, so I got very used to doing things on my own when from a very young age. And so it's just never really bothered me. And I think a lot of it, unfortunately, is just going and doing. And I know that's way easier said than done. But I've also never experienced social anxiety before. So I really feel like I don't have an answer to that question. But I just say going and doing. Maybe like if you're going to go do something by yourself, listen to music. Take your phone or a book or something. I know that helps a lot of people. But yeah, those are like the only tips I really have. Would you ever consider doing fan interviews with people who have lost a lot of weight also? I lost 140 pounds here myself, and you're doing great. Keep it up, smiley face. First of all, thank you. Second of all, congratulations. And third of all, that is a really good idea. I've never actually thought about doing that before. But it could be a cool thing. I could possibly like start like a submission form or something and go from there. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to think about a lot of the logistics and safety measures that I would have to take to do that, but that's not a bad idea. So, potentially. All right, so we're going to circle back to Instagram to answer this last question, because this last question really triggered some big life decisions for me, and I thank you for that. Chris Rising again asks, are you straight or on the rainbow team? And so I came out after reading this question. I came out publicly because I had been out a little bit to my family and my close friends for like a few months, but I'm definitely not straight. I don't know what I identify as, and I know in previous videos I have joked about unfortunately only being attracted to men, but the truth of the matter is I am not. I am attracted to men, but I'm also just finding that I am attracted to people, and yeah. That is something that I have worked through a lot with my current partner, and I really, really thank them for that. And yeah, I feel so light and free and at peace with myself because I, quite frankly, have questioned my sexuality a lot growing up, like as far back as I can remember. And I just always, like, never wanted to deal with it. So I just kind of, like, shuffled it away. And I was like, oh, I'll just deal with that later. Like, I'm still attracted to boys. Like, let's just roll with that for now. But a lot of stuff has happened and people have come into my life over the past few months. I've really kind of started to reevaluate that, and I felt like I was in a good place to reevaluate that, and now I am very, very comfortable in saying that I don't really know what I identify as, but it sure as fuck is not straight. So cheers, happy pride, yay gay, I love you all so much. And as for a specific label, I think I've learned a lot about labels over the past few months, and I really feel like they're very arbitrary, but I am definitely leaning more towards the pansexual side of things. So I'm more attracted to people and not so much their gender. And it feels fucking amazing to finally say that to you guys and to myself and to everybody else in my life. And have I lost some people? Yeah, I have. But do I really care? No, not really. Because I am the happiest I have ever been. So, yeah. Cheers, queers. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. My battery's about to die, so I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much to those who asked questions. Thank you to Chris Rising for helping kind of nudge me to come out publicly, because truly you did that. Thank you. And yeah, I love you all so much. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Again, links to Roe v. Wade related resources will be down below. And if you are in a trigger state and you need help with anything, please, please, please contact me. I will do whatever I can to help you find resources. And yeah, I love you all so much. Stay safe, be kind to yourself. Happy Pride. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.